the steps of peacemaking, the Healing Master Plan of Civilized Cultural Information, 2021, Tsopahmocci. Order of Information 1, Issue Considerations, 2, Rule Considerations, 3, Analysis Consideration, 4, Conclusion Considerations. Issue Considerations. Tsopahmocci, pronounced Tsopahmocci, and its 5 points of issue. See attachments. IC 104. Number 1, come up with a genuine plan for a master plan more favorable towards black people with respect to humanity and decency. 2, come up with collaborative efforts with respect to pursuing steps of healing and peacemaking, civilized cultural information with respect to 2021, countering systemic racism, the ills of mainstream educational realities, while more complementary approaches to out-of-the-box considerations towards remedies. IC 204. Number 3, designate a collaborative master plan that speaks genuinely to crucial, immediate, intermediate, and long-range realities, concerns, and remedies, and or recommendations for acknowledgement and consideration. Carry out these efforts in such a way that will complement with transparency through respectability within CCI civilized cultural information towards the issue of black concerns for 2021 and beyond. IC 304. IC 404. Number 4, carry out these humbling efforts of ICOPAHMOCCI, pronounced Tsopahmocci, through the reference 13 designated areas in as a wiser way as possible as needed. Number 5, be prepared to present a collaborative draft to the U.S. President in 100 days after the correspondence has been forwarded to those identified entities and individuals open to having a master plan toward genuine steps of peacemaking and healing through CCI. Rule consideration. Human decency through civilized cultural information. CCI via relative international, national, regional, state, and local mandates, laws, etc. RC 101. Analysis consideration. Note, begin with the selected resources brought forward sheet and follow the analysis considerations AC listings, AC 117. Selected resources brought forward. Number 1, delayed virtual viewing summary presentation on racial reconciliation, sensitivity training on nuts and bolts on Tsopahmocci, pronounced Tsopahmocci. Number 2, the 13 recommended reference areas of engagement. Number 3, the 2 deadlines via efficaciousness, in parenthesis, targeted influence. Number 4, the reference to initiatives designated to assist in bringing about immediate, intermediate, and long-range goals, acknowledgments, and considerations. Acknowledgement, consideration, AC. Tsopahmocci Tool Helper, 2 pages. Tsopahmocci Participation Screed, 2 pages. For the participant gets summary sheet, 1 page. Countering Systemic Racism, Unity Building, Sensitivity Training, sheet, 2 pages. Countering Systemic Racism, Unity Building, Sensitivity Training, schedule sheet, 3 pages. Listing 13 recommended reference areas of engagement, 2 pages. Date helper sheet, 1 page. Designated initiatives, 1 page. Tsopahmocci Tool Helper, page 1 of 2. Note: this Tsopahmocci Tool Helper consists of parts 1 and 2 and will be used for participation considerations for individual and or collective official accepted involvement. The participant would like to be a part of creating a master plan agenda more favorable to Black people in America within human decency that attempts to counter systemic racism, approaches unifying through CCI, civilized cultural information, via steps of peacemaking and healing to be presented to our esteemed leadership and President, the Honorable Joseph R. Biden, and Vice President Kamala Harris in 100 days in or about June 8, 2021 for their acknowledgement and involvement. And that is the Tool Helper, page 1 of 2. Close look at it so you can get the exacts of it. Tsopahmocci Tool Helper, page 2 of 2. If the participant has chosen to participate in Tsopahmocci 2021 as reference, this will involve 1, having successfully completed the delayed virtual viewing summary presentation on racial reconciliation / sensitivity training on the nuts and bolts of Tsopahmocci. 2, familiarized theirself participant in a good faith effort with the 13 recommended reference areas of engagement. Number 3, taking into consideration the relative important calendar dates, the reference to initiatives designated to assist in bringing about the immediate, intermediate, and long-range goals, acknowledgement, and considerations. 4. Have carefully viewed and familiarized with the relative Iraq issues, rules, and conclusions. And 5. Have come up with your conclusive input to be added for consideration and forwarded to yimshem18@gmail.com. That is YIMSHEM18@gmail.com. And the Y is only uppercase. Everything else is lowercase. Through your individual rendition of human decency, steps of peacemaking and healing. That's page 2 of 2. Tsopahmocci Participants Creed 2021. I, the individual or organization, will officially go on record acknowledging that my individual and or collective participation does not in any manner compromise the integrity, involve any illegal or otherwise actions of the reference TSOPAHMOCCI, pronounced Tsopahmocci, and stands for the steps of peacemaking and healing. Master Plan of CCI, Civilized Cultural Information, 2021, or its founder and orchestrator, Reverend Vinson Ballard, Masters of Science, Criminal Justice, / the Minister of Civilized Cultural Information, and shall and will abide with the benchmarks as established for TSOPAHMOCCI Tsopahmocci 2021, e.g. the official Tsopahmocci tool helper, pages 1 through 2, and specifically the rule consideration acknowledgement, which involves 100% participation at all times with respect to the reference human decency. And this is page 2, part 2. Through civilized cultural information, CCI vow relative international, national, regional, state, local mandates, laws, etc. by texting and or emailing to yimshem18@gmail.com, I go on official record agreeing to the TSOPAHMOCCI Participants Creed 2021. Note, the text and or email should include 1. The above reference statement or texting Participants Creed 2021. 2. The participant's name and or organization. 3. The date agreeing to participate for a specific time. 5. Number of pages included in the reference text and or email by participant. What the participant gets with TSOPAHMOCCI summary sheet. 1. A genuine opportunity to be a participant in a national collaborative effort to produce a master plan draft towards a more favorable approach concerning Black people in America, towards unity, peacemaking, and healing human decency within civilized cultural information to be presented to our U.S. President. Number 2, an opportunity to take part in a history-making delayed virtual viewing summary presentation on racial reconciliation, countering systemic racism 101, unity building, and sensitivity training on the nuts and bolts of Tsopahmocci. Tsopahmocci. 3. The Honorable National Certificate of Efficaciousness after participation completion. 4 and final. Upon your individual your individual name or collective organization will be placed on this historic effort to be conserved, put in resolution, and forwarded appropriately to the U.S. President on June 19, 2021. Countering Systemic Racism / Unity Building Sensitivity Training. What the participant needs. 1. Need access to viewing the YouTube channel. 2. Should make presence available 30 minutes to 1 hour per week, preferably A. February the 1st through the 6th, B. February the 7th through the 13th, C. February the 14th through the 20th, D. February the 21st through the 27th, and E. February the 28th through March the 6th. 3. With regard to the reference training workshop through virtual viewing, start a listing of your glossary of words you may not be familiar with initially while watching the training videos. Number 4. Keep in mind possible relative, immediate, intermediate, and long-range goals that you may come up with relative to your participation and progression. Number 5. In a higher priority and wiser way, individually engage in the 13 areas that fit you and your interests. Part 2, page 2 of that. Number 6. Carefully review the issues, rules, analysis concerning Tsopahmocci, pronounced Tsopahmocci, and come up with your individual conclusion considerations relative to the reference, supplied calendar, and important dates. Remember, the midpoints of consideration are March 25th, 2021. This is the halfway short list. March 31st, 2021. This is the halfway long dates. May the 11th, 2021. First 100 days, including weekends for early draft master plan considerations. June the 18th, 2021. Second 100 days, not including weekends, for master plan designee, make available for acknowledgement and consideration. Countering Systemic Racism, Unity Building, Sensitivity Training, Schedule Sheet. Note. Poem, Position of Encouraging Moments. Poems, Position of Encouraging Moments Sincerely. February the 1st through the 6th, the first week, the participant is encouraged to view on the YouTube channel Poem on the Sounds of CCI, Civilized Cultural Information, and it is 32 minutes and 28 seconds. The second week, February the 7th through the 13th, the participant is encouraged to view In a Name and More, 10 minutes. Could Every Day Be a Good Day, 6 minutes 52 seconds. Original Poetic Expression on Black and Blackness, 16 minutes 12 seconds. Sheet 2. The next week, February the 14th through the 20th, the poem called A Closer Look at Good Behavior, 14 minutes, 10 seconds, Something to Show for It, STS, FI poem, 5 minutes 31 seconds. Poem OBOR, Our Black Dot Rhythm, 12 minutes and 8 seconds. And the next week, February the 21st to the 27th, Warner's Love Consciousness, Part 1, 5 minutes. Red Tail Trail, Parts 1 through 4, 5 minutes 49 seconds, 6 minutes 36 seconds, 5 minutes 35 seconds, 7 minutes 24 seconds. Sheet 3. The last week is February the 28th through March the 6th. A poem on edumacation or education, parts 1 through 3, 8 minutes, 57 seconds, 10 minutes, 7 seconds, 8 minutes, 31 seconds. Poem called Rare Resistance and Resiliency. Essentials, 14 minutes, 34 seconds. Minister Ballard, early in the morning, about the ancient strategy of Maya, 11 minutes, 32 seconds. But these are the 13 reference areas to select from. 1. Comeback Science Organizations and Higher Science Considerations towards CCI. 2. Honorable Elders, Entrepreneurs with Expertise towards CCI. 3. Governmental Organizations Favorable towards Black Concerns via CCI. 4. Harmonious Balance Approach towards Systematic Continuous Protection for Families, Communities of Individuals. 5. Historical Black Colleges and Universities / predominantly white institutions open to CCI. 6. Indigenous, African / Native Black spirituality entities open to CCI. Number 7. Indigenous Black healing root people and otherwise medicinal-like entities. Number 8. Interfaith spiritual entities and religious entities and youth participation open to CCI. Number 9. Media entities selected open to CCI, e.g., for example, Boyce Watkins Show, The Breakfast Club, Sonetta TV. Number 10. Native Black approach with regard to CCI, e.g., based on recommendation of first Black to be Assistant Secretary of Commerce for the U.S., Dr. Claude Anderson's work. Number 11. Professional sports leadership open to CCI, for example, NBA, NFL, MLB, WNBA, college, etc., individual and collectively. Number 12. Relative national, international organizations favorable towards Black concerns with CCI, e.g., ASCAD, Association for the Study of Classical African Civilizations, NBPA, National Black Psychologists Association, NBICJ, National Blacks in Criminal Justice, the Urban League, the United Nations, and etc. 13, and final, selective community organizations open to Black concerns through CCI. Date helper sheet. January the 20th, 2021, President takes office. TSOPAH, MOCCI, divinely initiated. Midway points of consideration. March the 25th, 2021, halfway short list. March the 31st, 2021, halfway long list. May the 11th, 2021, first 100 days, including weekends for early draft master plan considerations. June the 8th, 2021, second 100 days, not including weekends for master plan, designee / make available for acknowledgement and consideration. It's a date helper sheet. Designated initiatives. Number 1. making all meaningful attempts, continue amplifying longevity, loving individuals encouragingly. Again, number 1, Mama Kelly, making all meaningful attempts, continue amplifying longevity, loving individuals encouragingly. This is the first initiative, and that is designated towards immediate goals. The second initiative is on Easter, anticipating unified needs together, essentially assuring systematic togetherness, engaging reality. Again, anticipating unified needs together, essentially assuring systemic togetherness, engaging reality. Of course, this is towards intermediate goals and towards long-range goals. Conclusion considerations. Result: progressive and achieved follow-through of Tsopahmocci, pronounced Tsopahmocci, and its 5 points of issue, a reference via issues, rules, analysis, and conclusion. Selected summary. Vowel skill set focus of Reverend Vinson Ballard, Master of Science, Criminal Justice / the Minister of Civilized Cultural Information. Founder, organizer, some selected book reviews, organizing community contributions, training, education, certificate, completion, selected honors acknowledgments. 1 of 7. FYI, regarding my initial reference of forwarding a relative selected summary about my skill set and focus, please find it attached for your consideration and viewing. Selected summary vowel skill set focus. This has involved an interdisciplinary, multi-dimensional strategic approach, from orchestrating community awareness trainings on genuine efforts of civilized cultural peacemaking and healing, working with individuals and collective entities, collaboratively working with some of the most sincere humanitarian contributors with international implication, national, regional, state, and local approaches. This most definitely puts me in a position to lead this most esteemed effort, pronounced Tsopahmocci, Tsopahmocci, which stands for the Steps of Peacemaking and Healing Master Plan of Civilized Cultural Information 2021. In particular, some selected summary of my skill set and focus is as follows. Founder, organizer, humanitarian contributions, 2021, Steps of Peacemaking and Healing, January 2021, Thank Humanitarian Contributions, a Handful of Commitment, Harmony, Healing, Holiness, Helping Holistically, January 2020, The Black Belt and the Community, June 2019, The Cultural Arts for the Community Series, 2018, some selected book reviews, Columbus, Mississippi, 2017, Alcorn State University National Library Week, featured author, 2016, have over 50 book publications, multiple professional art pieces, over 15 original YouTube publications. Book publications are in the following areas: 1, art; 2, black concerns; 3, cultural workbooks; 4, divinity/spirituality; 5, family; 6, youth; and 7, poems. This is 3 of 7. Organizing community contributions. Founder, National Association for Fair Access, Anti-Profiling, Culture and Awareness. Founder, Environmental Justice, Stakeholders, Cultural Collaboration, Founder, Black Divinity Association. Inaugural Graduate Certificate Completion, Environmental Protection Agencies, Community Leaders, Environmental Justice Leadership Training Program 2015. President, National Advisory Board, National African American Student Leadership Conference 2005 through 2010. National Secretary, Association of Higher Education and Disabilities 2004 through 2005. National Liaison to NAFEO, NAFEO for AHEAD, Association of Higher Education and Disabilities 2006. Founder, DIDLIT 07, Diversity and Disabilities Leadership Institute Training, New Haven, Connecticut, Yale University 2007. Training, education, Master of Science and Bachelor of Science degrees in Criminal Justice, Mississippi Valley State University. Further studies, Executive Jewish Doctor's Degree Program, Kaplan University's Concord Law School. Further studies, Public Policy, University of Mississippi Theology, Reformed Theological Seminary. Certificate completion, Community Response Training Program, CRT, EPA's Environmental Justice National Leadership Inaugural Program, Chamber of Commerce National Leadership Program, Certificate of Efficaciousness, Diversity and Disabilities Institute Training, 2007, New Haven, Connecticut, Yale University. Selective Honors Acknowledgements. National African American Student Leadership Conference, 10 Years of Service, Association of Higher Education and Disabilities AHEAD, Board of Directors Service Award, Grand Master Carl Walter Tillman, Lifetime Achievement Award, Mississippi State Legislature, repeated acknowledgement, City of Jackson, Mississippi City Council, Resolution for Service, Henry Jr. High School, Service rendered, Key Elementary, Parent of the Year, Kick International Council on Kickboxing, Kick, #3 World Ranking, Super Heavyweight, Certificate of Efficaciousness, DIDLIT 07, Yale University. Again, this is a selected summary relative to my skill set and focus. I am committed to the genuine integrity of this humanitarian collaborative history-making master plan agenda for action. It is by no accident that this is regarding Black people in America. The present concerns resource dynamics and what can and needs to be done to counter